Hi guys, Joe here with some interesting information about $55 worth of Akash Network's AKT token that can be earned via airdrop from Akash's CFO, Cheng. As per this tweet, he's very excited that Akash Network has a deployment tool, and within 5 minutes, with no programming experience, he's able to deploy this textureless gaming application. So I have actually went through this process and I've made a Super Mario version. And down here, you'll see that he says that he'll airdrop 20 AKT, which is worth about $55 today, to the first 10 people who tweet at him with a screenshot, a link to the app, and a transaction ID as proof of deployment. Now, he has extended this to more than 10 people, and he is interested in seeing how many can take him up on his offer. So I'm interested in showing you guys how to get free money. And you can do anything from deploying WordPress sites to just simply deploying a game on their network in order to get credit. So as long as you're willing to take the 10 minutes of time to do this deployment, then he should be rewarding our participants with 20 AKT, according to the tweet. Also, you can at me at dangitsjoe. Let's see if I can get that, and which is right here actually. And if you at me, I will personally make sure that you get your airdrop. So let's go get it. I will show you how easy it is from the start to finish. Okay, so to start, we're gonna need 3 pre-steps, taking approximately 5 minutes, followed by another 5 minutes for actually deploying our application. So without further ado, the first thing we need to do is grab the deployment app. So for that, you'll have to go to akashlytics.com/deploy. Do not worry, this link will be in the description so that you can go there directly. And you'll either download Mac or Windows. Once you got the app, please install it. I've already installed it, so I'm gonna run you through that in just a sec. The second thing that you're gonna need is you're gonna need a Kepler Wallet. The Kepler Wallet is spelled this way, and it is actually the wallet for Cosmos chain. You would basically download a browser extension. So if you have Chrome, Firefox, or Brave browser, you can just download an extension and have it basically there. Let's go ahead and run you through it. So when you first get there, I have previous accounts. You're not going to have any accounts. I'm just going to make a new one just for this example. Right. You can either create a new account or import existing account. In this case, I'm going to create a new account. You're going to get either a 12-word or 24-word mnemonic seed. This changes every time, so please don't use these words. My wallet is not going to be any of these. So I'm just going to pause the video here, and I'm going to pick my 12 words, and then we'll go from there. Okay, let's see. All right, I just finished that. So remember, write down your 12 or 24 words because Kepler will ask you to verify what they are before you can continue. Now that I'm all set, you will see that I should have a new account here called AK Test 2. Here we are. I'm just going to use that account. So this account will have no money in it because I just created it. This up here is your address. So when you deposit money, you're gonna have to use these type of addresses. And then so the last part that we have to do is actually to grab some starting capital. In order to deploy an application, you will need a total of 5.1 AKT to start. That's about $14.25. 25 cents for transaction fees within the AKT network, and $14 to deploy the app. The majority of the $14 will be refundable minus the time the app is active before you revoke the lease after you get your airdrop. I would expect to pay less than 50 cents for this. So all in all, about a 75 cents investment for $55 worth of crypto sounds like a good deal to me. So in order to get the starting capital in, you can contact me through PMs or DMs if we know each other, and we can arrange a Venmo or Cash App for AKT trade, if that's easy for you. If you don't know me personally, I'm going to show you how to use a DEX or a decentralized exchange to easily exchange Atom, the Cosmos coin that is available on most exchanges for AKT. You will most likely incur just a fraction more moving your Atom from your exchange to your Kepler Wallet address, so please keep that in mind and account for those fees in your purchase. My cost on my exchange is 0.1 Atom, which is about $1.60 for reference. Please make sure you're sending to your Cosmo address and not your AKT address, and if your exchange asks you for a memo, you can leave that blank since you're depositing into your own wallet. Use Osmosis Zone, which is the DEX for the Cosmo
chain. And normally you might send some Cosmo to your wallet, and then you'll have to basically import that. So you have to connect your wallet down here where you can sign in, sign out, and then once you're logged in with your wallet, you can then import or deposit your Cosmo coin or your Crow coin, depending on which one you have. So click this or click that. Now I don't have any of those, so I can't walk you through it, but it's really as simple as, you know, just clicking it and then just going with the max and hitting the deposit button and then paying some gas. And the gas fees in the Cosmo chains are epically low, so it's not like ETH. So don't worry, you're not gonna be paying like $22 to transfer some coins, okay? Now with this osmosis, you'll then go to the trade section. So I have Osmo, so I'm going to be trading Osmo for AKT, but you might be trading, I don't know, some Crow coin or some Cosmo for it, right? But for me, I have Osmo, so I'm going to trade that for the Cosmo coin, by the way, is Atom. Sorry if that's not clear. But in this case, I'm going to be trading for some AKT. So as you can see, I will just go ahead and do that. Hit the swap. There's going to be some token fees that I would have to pay. Luckily, I can pay 0. It's pretty much free right now on this Osmosis DEX, so that's why I'm a big fan of this website. So there, done. I just got myself, probably if I refresh this, 0 Osmos, because I sold it all, and I should have instead some extra AKT, 30 about them. So at this point, I'm going to send this to my own wallet. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, send it to my test wallet. And if you guys don't already have an existing wallet like I do, you will simply do this part and send to your original wallet and you'll be done. For me, I have to send this AKT back to my main wallet, which is what you see me doing right now, and then from there send it to my test wallet. Just an extra step. Unfortunately, AKT is not free, so I'm going to pay 1 penny for gas. Again, really upset with the amount that I have to pay for an ETH transaction. Okay, so I just go ahead and sent myself 6 AKT. 5 is for the deployment, and 1 is just extra for some gas. But you probably won't even need that. But you know, who wants to send back and forth? You can just do it at once. And then here we go. My now AK test now has 1650. All right, so I had to actually log out of my old wallet, so I did, and now you have to import your next wallet. So once again, I'm not going to show you my keys, so I'm just going to go pause the video here, and we're going to skip over this part, but you would just enter all the information as follows. All right, and now that I am inside the deployment tool with my 6AKT, as I've shown, all you have to do is click the create certificate here, confirm your password, sure. I'm going to do that. And then it's going to ask me to do a transaction. In order to approve that, let's go ahead and do that. Once again, all this transaction fee is going to be less than a penny. So now once we have everything here, we're just going to create a new deployment. It's going to double check that we have the right wallet balance, which I made sure we did with the 6AKT. We just create the certificate, so we're just going to go ahead and hit continue. Now here's where we can actually choose to deploy any of the functions here. So in this case, I'm just going to choose Tetris, but you can choose any of these, whichever one works. Hitting the continue button, you're going to have to name your deployment. It's optional, but I'm just going to name it Tetris, so I know. And then we're going to create that deployment, and we're going to pay fee again, less than a penny. And then over a few seconds, we're going to have our deployment. Now would be a good time to talk about what Akash is. Akash is an open source Linux container platform that runs any cloud native and containerized application. In our use case, our containerized application would be our game application, but you could basically put anything in a container, such as a whole web server or even host a game server if you like, really anything. I'm still learning new use cases by the day, so if you have an idea, I can actually find out if it works. Post in the comments below and I'll see about talking to the dev team. But once we containerize our application, we can then submit our container to Akash's network of servers across the world, who will then bid on our container. We will then get to choose which bids to take, and then it's off to the races. Of course, for a beginner like me, with very little technical requirements, cheapest is going to do it. Waiting a couple minutes here, we should have a live Tetris basically. So here we are. We are now in business. So here it is, and here's the link to our Tetris. I'm just gonna click it. It's gonna bring us out to a link, and we can play some Tetris. Here we go, my favorite game. Well, I'm not gonna bore you with how terrible I am. What I will say is, going back to this app, is let's take a look at the cost. So if you were to be a future customer of AKT or of Akash, you can see that it actually costs very little to host, right? So 0.8 AKT is about $2 a month, $2.50 a month, something like that. And I think that that is very cheap for hosting or whatever it is that you need to host. Now, with all that said, this is it. So now we just need to go ahead and find the requirements in order to get our free airdrop. Cheng has asked us to go ahead and grab the screenshot of your app, a link to your app, and a transaction ID, which is pretty simple enough. For a transaction ID, we're going to go to a website, MintScan. Now that we get to MintScan, we are going to look up our address. So what is that? That would be this one. So that's my address. I'm going to look that up. Voila. Okay, so here is our address. What we're looking for is the transaction. Here we are, create lease. So this is the one we're looking for, because this is the proof that we've created our deployment, right? So I'm gonna click this. It's gonna show the information, the transaction hash. We're just gonna go ahead and copy that, and then we're gonna use that information to tweet at him, okay? So we have this information. We have a link to our Tetris that we're gonna copy. And then lastly, we're gonna have a screenshot, which is a simple, this is pretty simple actually, to take a screenshot of your app, right? So once you get your screenshot, we are going to go ahead and look for his tweet. We are going to @ him. We're gonna reply back to him. We're gonna @ dang it's Joe, so that I can guarantee that you get your airdrop. And then we are going to do a @ Akash Network to show Akash Network what we're doing. Type anything you want, you know, like, you know, this was easy. Took me less than 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes, right? And then you can go ahead, post your picture. So in my case, there's my picture, transaction, and then we need the hash code, which is found here. Where are we? Bam. Let's tell them TX hash, right? Transaction hash. Okay, and I believe that's all you need. A link to my app. Oh, that would be the last one, right? Here's a link to my app. Oh, no, that's a screenshot actually. Let's go find a link to my app, which is going to be found here. All right, here's the link to my app. And that's it.
And with that, you're done. Just wait a couple of days for Cheng to get around to sending the airdrop to you. And then after that, you can go back to the deployment app and basically undeploy and get your original 5 AKT back. It might be just a little bit less by then. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.